You're watching Spooky Noodles channel. Subscribe or be my victim.
Hello, guys and girls. What's up, ghouls and monsters? I am here with a video. Today, I will be talking about giveaway. So today we're doing giveaway. The way that it goes is that I decided that I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. I'm going to ask everyone to comment below their favorite book. And tell me why it's your favorite book. So I'm going to choose 3 answers that I like the best. And those 3 winners are going to win a bunch of books. I have 3 boxes. They're sitting over there. It's just a bunch of miscellaneous books that I need to get rid of. I'm also gonna, one of the boxes, so the first winner is probably gonna win the Matt Shaw signed book I have. It's limited to 25 copies. It's called Into the Flames, I think. It's actually like 4 like small novelettes / novellas put together in one book. And yeah, it's called Into the Flames or Through the Flames, one of the two. I forget what it's called, but it's supposedly really good. I am only giving it away because I love you guys so much. I haven't read the book yet, but I have it on ebook, I think. And I'm actually going to read Shark Week by Matt Shaw. I decided my first Matt Shaw's book is going to be Shark Week. It sounds like a fantastic read. And my dog just entered the room. So if you see her lurking in the background, I apologize. She ain't going to do anything. She ain't going to mess the video up. Actually, she just left, so... what was I going on about? Oh yeah, comment below your favorite book and tell me why it's your favorite book. The winner gets a box. 3 winners, maybe 4 actually. I'm not really sure. If I can get 4 boxes, I will do 4 boxes. But for right now, we're doing 3 boxes. The winner gets a box, and yeah. So if you're interested, comment below your favorite book, and then give me a reason why it's your favorite. I will start. So it would be like this. My favorite book is Fear by Ronald Kelly. I love coming of age books, and this one really pulled me out of a really bad slump I was going through. I read this book during the time I was getting laid off, and which was a very difficult time for me. I was spiraling, and I felt like the world was coming to an end. And this book really pulled me out of that little slump I was in, and I was able to make it through. Evidence of this being my favorite book is that I got a Fear-inspired tattoo. So, yeah, Fear is my favorite book of all time. Nothing comes close to it. I'm gonna say that my second favorite book of all time would probably either be Autumn Bleeds into Winter by Jeff Strand, or The Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. I can't really decide at the moment which one's my second place. They're both really good. Oh, The Taste of Blood by John Ethan also could be a competitor for second place. But overall, nothing touches Fear by Ronald Kelly. It has everything in it. It has... I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but it has a lot of stuff in it. It's an epic tale. It's kind of like Boy's Life, but more horror, which is what I wanted out of Boy's Life, is what Fear is. So Fear is basically Boy's Life, but horror. Whereas Boy's Life is just a coming-of-age story, and it's not really horror. It has like small elements of horror into it, but Boy's Life by Robert R. McCammon is not horror. But if it was horror, and it was based in the 1940s, and the main character was Jeb Sweeney, then yes, this would be Robert R. McCann's book, but it's Ronald Kelly's book, and it's fabulous. It's one of the best books I've ever read in my life. It is the best book I ever read in my life. There's only been like a handful of books that have touched me emotionally, like this one has. The other book that touched me very much so was called A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which isn't horror at all. But it's about this kid who's losing his mother to cancer, and in order to cope with it, he talks to a monster, this big tree monster, and it's just a wonderful book. In fact, the original author of the book, which is not Patrick Ness, the original author, which the story is based on, died, I believe, of cancer of some sorts. I don't know what, I don't want to guess what cancer, but she died of cancer, and Patrick Ness picked it up and finished it. And why they don't have both their names on the cover, I don't know, but that book touched me a lot, made me cry. I have had cancer, and I have a mom, so it's one of those books that touched me very much so emotionally. And Fear is one of those books that touched me emotionally. I overall enjoyed it so much. The horror elements were there. It's just a fantastic read, and that's why Fear is my favorite book of all time. See, that's what you need to do. Write something like that in the comments. Your favorite book and why it's your favorite. I'll pick the 3 best ones, and if it's too hard to pick 3, I will just do some random giveaway, like I'll just do a generator and it'll pick a name out of a hat, kind of, so we'll do that. But well, for the most part, I probably will be able to pick 3 winners, because I'm really good at picking winners. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just what your favorite book is, why it's your favorite book, in the comments. That's how you enter this giveaway. The best comment wins. 3 books. Or 4 boxes, maybe. Not 3 books. 3 boxes or 4 boxes. I don't know yet. But, yeah. Also, I wanted to briefly talk about what I am currently reading. So, I was reading Night Shoot by David Sodergren. And I put it down. I think I read like 86 pages. And then I set it down right when it was getting to the good part. Because I wanted to read something more themed for the times, because it was November, so I wanted to read The Thanksgiving Day Massacre by my buddy Brian J. Berry, or Brian G. Berry. Did I say J? I meant G. I am on chapter 4, page 32. It's going wonderfully so far. This book has 147 pages. So, I am 115 away from finishing this book, so I won't be finishing this until, like, the end of December, which is kind of a bummer because, it's a November read, and I'll be finishing it at the end of December, so by the time all the hype has died down from this book, I'm going to have my review up on YouTube, but that's okay. Brian's a great guy. I really love his writing. There's something about it, like, it's really good, and I highly recommend it. I have Bloodlanes, A Cursed Ground, Child Eater, I think it's called, and Slumber Party, or Sleepover Massacre? I'm not really sure what it was called. I get it mixed up with the movie. But, and then I just got Night of the Mutilator, or The Night Mutilator. I don't remember what it's called. But I have a few Brian G. Berry books, and I love his writing, and I cannot wait to read more. If you want slasher, like you love cheesy slashers, definitely check out Brian G. Berry. His slashers are remarkable, and that's all I have to say. Right now, though, I am slowly transitioning my mood, which means I might be picking up a new book soon. I really want to finish this book first, but right now I'm really into body horror. I've been watching movies that have to deal with body horror, not horror. Yeah, it's going well. Watching movies that have to do with body horror. I'm thinking about rewatching Scanners and Videodrome. I love those movies so much, and I really want to pick up the, there's this book that was done, Weird Punk Press, I think, did this book. It's a literary tribute to David Cronenberg, and I've read like 10 stories from that collection so far, and I've dug all of them. In fact, it's actually inspired me to write my own story. Now I'm going to try to write another body horror story, which has to do with stimming. If you don't know what stimming is, look it up. It's mostly prevalent in, everyone stims, but it's really prevalent in autistic people like me. I have autistic spectrum disorder. If you didn't know, I call it ASD. Some people would call it Asperger's. I don't, because I feel like Asperger's is a very specific thing, and in the end, it's all on the spectrum. So if you have Asperger's, you have autism. So what's the point of even having Asperger's syndrome as a label? So it's just a label. So for me, I'm high functioning autism. I'm on the spectrum of autism. So autistic spectrum disorder, that's what I call it, ASD. I'm very specific about it. I don't know why. But yeah, it's something that's very personal to me. I stim all the time. I can't help it. People always tell me to sit on my hands so I don't hand wag, but that's not how it works. A lot of uneducated teachers used to yell at me and so forth. But you know, it is what it is. But I wanted to write a story based on my stimming about a man who learns that I don't really actually know how I'm going to, like, I don't know how I'm going to, like, talk about this one. So, like, this guy, he's basically known that he's had autistic spectrum disorder his whole life. His mom told him that he had powers and no one understood him. But to him, it's a curse. He handwags in public, and people look at him strangely. He just wants to be normal, so he goes to a doctor to get a microchip put in his head to stop the handwagging. That's all I'm going to say. It's a body horror story, so you can kind of gather what happens from there. Weird stuff happens to him, and yeah. But that's just the main part of the story. I'm going to have interlooping stories, like side quests, if you will, going on through the story. I'm thinking about throwing a love story or a love plot in there. And so forth, and other stuff. So, I think it's going to be a fun story to write. My inspirations for this story are a few things. One is a book I haven't even read yet, but I saw a review for it recently. It's called Transmuted by Eve Herms. I'm not really sure what her last name was, or their last name is, but it's called Transmuted. In fact, I don't want to butcher their names so bad. Let me go and look up the book so I can get this author's name right. Oh my god, I got it right. Eve Harms. Sometimes you got it, you know? This is a book that was recently reviewed by my boy over at Uptown Horror Book Reviews. He reviewed this book and he gave it 7 out of 10, I believe. And it just sounds right up my alley. It kind of reminds me of The Worm and His Kings. And this is actually, based on his review alone, it inspired me to write my own story, my own version of this story. And then Videodrome is another one inspiration. I'd have to say, pull out of my hat, anything Cronenberg really is an inspiration for me. I just love body horror. I love body horror so much, but I suck at writing it. I've tried once, and it wasn't really body horror per se. It was more like a John Carpenter film, and it's called the film that I unknowingly wrote, basically, was called They Live. That was John Carpenter, I believe. And it was a really good film, and I think I did a really good job with my story. It's called Morbidio. He gets a tape which alters his brain. He can see what people truly are. He's living amongst a bunch of insect aliens, like praying mantis people. It's a really good story. I was thinking about making it into a bigger story, like an actual novel or novella, but I didn't know where to go from where I left off, so I just dropped that idea. But I am coming up with a new body horror story, and I think it's going to be great. I'm trying to figure out what kind of body morphing he should do, but I don't even have a name for the story yet. Right now I am calling it Neurochip, but that's a stupid name. So I'm going to have to come up with a better name down the road. But yeah. That's really all the news I have. So yeah, I'm still writing the novella 9 Lives. It's my slasher novella, but I'm not really all that into slashers at the moment. I want body horror. That's what I'm feeding myself right now. So I want to write body horror. So I'm going to write body horror. So basically, I'm taking a break from the novella to write a short story, and then I'm going to go back into the novella when I'm feeling up to it again, and then I'm going to write that. Plus, I do have a writing class coming soon, but I will talk about that in a writing vlog. So without further ado, let's just end this video. This is a giveaway video. Hopefully, I didn't get off track too much. Comment below your favorite book and why it's your favorite book, and then you'll be entered for the giveaway. So that is it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a spooky night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.